I have my mic on? No, I don't. I'm sorry about that. Now then. How we doing now? Okay, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Let's Go Fishing show. Mike, as you can see, is my guest. Glad to have you, Mike.
Good to be here.
Yes, sir. Always glad to have you. Going to say hello to Dad and to Polly and Bill.
Yeah.
And also all the viewers up in Campbell County.
There you go.
We got several people. I run into some people last week and watched the show, and we're glad we're making it up that way, and want to say hello to all those folks up there in Campbell County that's getting to watch the show, and some of them could call in and give us a good report, Mike.
They could.
Huh? Yeah, they could. They sure could. Yeah.
I'd like to say congratulations to my granddaughter graduating high school Tuesday night. She's real happy about that.
I am too. Congratulations, Sydney, and also Haley Russ.
Foods. You may not know the name, but you
Graduate.
definitely know the taste.
Now
Our
comes the
homemade
party
fudge
time.
is shipped all
Yeah,
over the country.
yeah, the partying's over. Now it's time to get down to business, girls.
That's right.
All right, that's the thing about school. Well, I tell you, these kids graduating, and congratulations to all of them in Campbell County, Roane County, Anderson County, Morgan County. All you graduating class, congratulations to every one of you. So, Mike, like I said, want to say hello to Dad and Polly and Bill there. We got some film tonight.
Got some film, too.
Got some film. I think it's some of it was you and I locking through over there at Loudon last Saturday.
Yeah, I think some of it practiced over there on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little of it. I think maybe even I'd go Wednesday, too. I'm not sure whether any of it was the day me and Brad went over there. We went up Tellico that day.
Uh-huh. So you've got us some film there on Loudon for a trip or two, and then we got some Saturday morning, and then Saturday coming back in for the weigh-in. Also, too, I want to say congratulations. We had Chase Henley and Ben Osdale came in second over there.
Yeah.
And James Knuckles and his partner came in third. And I never did find out who the guy was had the 21 pounds. Him and his partner, but congratulations to all of those people, and had a pretty good turnout. 200 and some boats, I think.
Yeah.
Like 221, something like that.
Yeah, that's good for a Tim Irwin tournament. That's good.
Yeah, pretty good turnout.
If we can do that in the St. Jude's tournament.
Yeah, we got the St. Jude's tournament coming up Saturday, so along with several others, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Anything, I do want to say this. I want to thank all the viewers that been talking to my sponsors, thanking them for putting on the show. I've heard from Roane Street Grill. I've heard from Tim's Tires. I've heard from Reynolds Racing and Marine. And I've heard from the Gary Baisley there at the Corner Lot Trading there in Rockwood. Heard from him praising the folks that thanked him for sponsoring the show and that they really liked it, and I want to thank you all for that. And if you're not thanking the sponsors when you go into their business, please try to do so. It just makes them feel like that their money's being well spent, and you don't know how much I appreciate that, and that way we can continue doing the show.
Yep.
And that's what we have to do. So if you, like I say, and I know it's hard to think about it, if you're going to the restaurant, the Roane Street Grill to eat, last thing on your mind is a fishing show. But I do appreciate you folks that have mentioned it to Rodney there, and to Gary, and to Glenn, and Tim, and so on and so forth. But if you could just think about it, I appreciate if you do that for us, and that way it makes them, like I say, feel like that their money's being well spent over here at the studio. And I want to thank you, all the viewers that are doing it, and the ones that's not, I'd like to inquire you to give us a little help. Mm-hmm. So Edgemore Outdoors, another place. you folks that's trading up there at Edgemore Outdoors, thank Jim for sponsoring the show and continue on. And I'm going to tell you, folks, you know, right now, this time of year, you've got all kinds of these 2 or 3 hour fishing tournaments going on.
You do.
And a lot of the fishermen are on the lake. And but you wives and grandparents or whatever, remind them about the fishing show whenever you do get a chance to see them, and let them help pass the word along. We've got, like I said, we're going to show some film. We've got some on Loudon, and we're going to have just a little bit on Watch Bar. And then Bill and I made a little trip to North the other week, and we caught some fish, and not as many as we wanted to, but Bill done pretty decent. I don't know that I put fish in the boat, except 2 big rockfish.
Yeah.
And the smallmouth that I had hooked all jumped off and broke water and got off. And I kept fooling with my jig, trying to figure out how they was getting away from it, but I never did figure them out, Mike. I just kept cutting that weed guard out, and it just wasn't working. So I don't know if I was slow on the hook set or what, but anyway, we did catch a few fish, and the moon's coming full, so maybe we can make another trip up there in a day or two and find out what's going on.
I hope you keep catching them rockfish. Maybe you'll thin them out.
I tell you what, Mike, I don't think we stand a prayer. I'd like to see TWRA raise that limit up. Instead of 2, they ought to be able to keep 5 or 10. Whatever, you know, really and truly, they got the size on them. They ought to be able to keep as many of them as you can catch.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it. You know, at some point, there's just too many.
Yes, sir.
And that's just my feeling. You know, when you're catching more of them than you are the bass, it's time to do something.
In my opinion, I don't think they ever should have been put in there because they ain't a native species of the lake. So, you know, that throws everything off balance.
I agree to that, but I do say that yeah, they need to instead of just being able to keep 2 per person, you need to keep 5, 10, or 20.
Yeah.
You can catch them. I'd like to see you catch them. Get them, you know, thin them out a little bit.
Same way with commercial fishing and Watch Bar. I think they ought to open that back up. Maybe we get rid of some of these drum and carp especially. And catfish need to be thinned down. I mean.
Yeah. I agree. I'm all for it. You know, especially crappie fishing when you can't keep a minnow on there for daggum catfish. I agree with you 100%, Mike, on that. But yeah, I would like to see them raise that legal limit on the rockfish for sure. And you know, I think it's the same size on Watch Bar as it is on Norse, 2 per person, and they got to be 28 or 32 inches, something like that, minimum length. But anyway, you know, you ought to be able to keep 5 of them.
Well, you know, the deer, when they get too many of them, they let them hunt more deer.
Yeah.
And that's the same way with these geese. They're getting out of control, too. Everybody complaining about these geese crapping all over their docks and making a mess everywhere they go. And they so dang many of them, and the limit ain't much, and there ain't that many that hunts them anyway.
Yeah. I agree.
They're going to have to do something to control them.
Yeah. All right. Herschel, you ready? Okay, folks, we're going to go to the film, and I'll get to view it for the first time myself. So here we go.
Okay, folks, over here on Loudon again, flipping around. Caught that little one on a sinkhole. Had a couple on the small ones on a little brown jig. Couple on a cube. Been a little bit slow this morning, trying to get started here. Figure out what they want. Water's pretty clear. Water temperature 66 degrees. Supposed to be about 65 degrees today, I think. There's a good brush pile right here. I got that knotted up. Throw around in it a little bit more and see if there's another one in there. Steve says remember the sponsors. let's go fishing. Found one nice fish out there anyway. Beginning to wonder if there was any good fish in this lake. We found one anyway. Good 2.5 pounders. Nice fish. Hang with us, we'll see if we can find some more of them. Another nice little bass. Good to catch him. We got him. Bring back and catch him again next time. No. I'll tell you, we'll be close. I'll tell you what. Ain't never been here. Okay. Alright, folks, I'm getting ready to wrap it up here and head toward the house. Call it a day. See what we can do tomorrow, maybe. Steve says, remember the sponsors. Let's go fishing.
Hey folks, Mike and I are over here at the Tim Irwin tournament, and get a little shot of boats, and he's already up to 110. Done been 100, 108, 109. Been over 100 boats already left out of here this morning. Still got, looks like, another 100 or so here to go. You know, we're appreciative to be here and help support this fine thing. So remember our sponsors. Want to thank them. Appreciate every one of them. And we hope to get you some fishing film today. If Mike can catch them, we're going to get them.
We're going to get them.
Okay, I hope you can catch them, Mike. Hard to catch them running 70 miles an hour.
It is.
Okay, we'll try to see. I've got plenty of line on my reel.
Okay.
All right. Be back shortly, folks. There we go, folks. We're loaded up here in the locks. They're blowing the horn. They're going to start dropping us down. So, Mike, where you headed, to Douglas?
Yeah.
Okay. We're in the locks here at Loudon, headed to Douglas. So I guess I'll take it back. Mike, he knows where we're going. All right, got Dan Nykirk here, and probably Hazel over there. So we're headed down river. We hope. Get back with you shortly. Oh yeah, I forgot, got Roger and Hugh Odell up here. So remember the sponsors, folks, and let's lock through. All right, folks, we're headed back in the lock. Raise us back up on the Loudon side. Get a look at this going in the lock here. Mike and I got 4 keepers in the box, and we'll have about 30 minutes to fish once we get out of the lock. So maybe we can pick up that 5th fish. We've got 4, well, you know, 8, 9 pound maybe, and tough bite. So we'll get through here, and hopefully we can pick up a nice fish over here on the other side of the dam. folks. As you can see, we're all about halfway up, and we're gonna get out of here in a few minutes and get back on loud and see if we can catch a fish or two. So see the water just about us to the bottom of the upper gate, and we're tied up here with Dan Nykirk and Robbie Hassel, and we're just wait our chance to get out of here.
He got off there. They just grabbed it and doing that jig. They just knocked the heck out of that dang jig and then just wouldn't do nothing with it.
Hurry it. Oh.
You got it? You got him, ain't you?
Yep.
There you go. There's Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Wesley done got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
He feels like a 12 inch. Yeah, he feels like a 12 inch. Whoa, here now. Whack her. Now, get in that water.
Yeah. All right. Wes got another small fish there, folks. Rained out at work. We're down here on Watts Bar and with Mike and Wesley, and they're catching these small bass just about every cast right here. So we'll see how it goes. All right, Mike's got another small fish on there, folks. They're catching these little bass just every cast here. Remember the sponsors and let's go fishing. Maybe I can get them headed out of here in a minute and get down here where some good ones are at. Catch up with you shortly. All right, Mike got another fish on there. Yeah, he just foul hooked, ain't he, Mike?
Yeah, he just missed it the first lick.
Yeah, all righty. Yeah, they're easy to get off like that when you can get your finger in their mouth.
Yeah.
Need the pliers?
We will.
There you go.
Get this and come out.
All right, Wes got a fish on here, folks. Let's see what he's got here. Yeah. All right, bud. Good deal. Get him off and get you another one there right quick. Huh?
That's not a bad one.
No, that's not a bad fish there. A little better than you've been catching. Okay. Attaboy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Daggum snap is the only thing that had that fish
Okay.
hook.
Get you another one. Good job. Let's go. Get your bait in the water. Right quick. You seen them busting them little old minnows there, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Mike's got one out of there. All right, boys, I'm gonna have to cut the camera off if you don't get one right quick. Okay. There he is again. Yeah. Oh, got off. There's another one grabbed it right there when it hit the water. Well. Got one? Yep. Okay. There you go. Yeah.
No one hit it. Come back to
Okay,
that.
buddy. Good deal.
He ate that one.
Yeah.
Missed that one, Wesley.
Yeah, you come in.
Okay, let's see what Mike does here on that cat. Oh, he's got it. He hit it on top, didn't he?
Just
about it.
Yeah, just about it. Yeah, it bumped the bottom and you jerked it up and he got it.
Yeah.
Look at that. Mm-hmm. All right, boys, get your baits in the water here right quick. Let's go. Camera's running, films are running, battery power's wasting. Let's go.
Anyway, so you gotta give us time to get them off the hook.
Well, you know, it take so long. When they're feeding, you got to get in there quick. Slow it down, slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. All right, Mike's got another little fish. They've caught about 4 or 5 right here and missed 3 or 4 more. Look at that. There you go. You see where they're at there, don't you? Okay. I'm gonna rest the battery.
Oh my goodness, Wesley just had one on it pulled off. I don't know what to think. My goodness, maybe you need to sharpen your hooks, buddy. Go back and get him again. All right, Wesley did get another one there. Let's see what he's got. Oh yeah, that little old bass there. That's pretty good, Wes. You're getting excited with you.
Yep. Where's the needle nose at?
Huh?
So where's your needle nose at?
They're laying right here.
Hand down.
There you go, Wes. I'll let you take care of that business. I'll go out and catch me one.
Okay. All right, Mike got a fish on here, folks. Let's see what it is. It's a little one, Mike.
Yeah. Jumped on that lizard.
Did he jump on it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say nothing about it. They won't bite them things, will they?
Yeah. That's right.
All right. Get back on another. All right, folks. Mike's got a pretty good fish on there now.
What do you want us to do, Steve? You want to come back out with you?
Yeah, I see him back here. I see him.
He'll come up here and jump for you.
I'd say he probably will. I
On the other side.
Yeah, I really don't want him to jump.
I don't want to, but I think he's going to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I thought he was a lot bigger than that, but he's a pretty good fish, Mike.
Good fish, Steve.
Yep. All right, I'll get him for you and we'll get him off. All right, Mike. Got a small fish out of that cast.
Yeah.
Attaboy, Mike.
Been aiming for Wesley to do that, but he won't do it.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Get another.
Okay, folks, I'm over here on Loudon again.
All right, folks, we're back, and Mike, I seen there's some of this getting a look at the film myself. We had some water droplet occasionally on the camera.
Yeah, them fish get a little wild coming in there slinging water everywhere.
Yeah, they do, and with that camera, you don't know when it's on there or not until you play it back. I guess we're going to have to carry some towelettes and clean that thing off occasionally to make sure it's not got water on it. I just seen that. That's really the first time we've had that problem. Usually we're back in the back of the boat far enough away or in the front of the boat far enough away that they can't splash water on it, but they sure was that trip.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got some shots locking through Loudon, got some coming back through the lock, and that's an experience. If you've never done it, especially you younger kids, be nice to take them through a trip, wife or what have you. It's an experience. A little word of advice, when you're doing that, tie up in the middle of the lock. If you get on either end, when they swing the doors open, there's some current there.
Yeah.
And it can pull you into the wall. So get in the middle, and the down trip is really smooth. Coming back up, the water's churning, and you have a hard time keeping your boat off the sidewalk.
Yeah,
Take you some bumpers, have you bumpers, and put between you and the wall, and because you will have a little trouble there on the feeling coming back up. Going down, it's pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Until if you're at the door, and then it wants to drag you in or out. So just be prepared for that. But it is a nice trip, and it's just something that, you can put in your bucket list. Mike, let's talk a little bit about the fishing.
Well, that Wednesday there that I went, me and you went on Wednesday evening over at Cloud and caught a bunch of little fish, and I think we might have had maybe 2 or 3 that was keepers. Yeah. And then I got to go again Friday, and I went up to the armory on the upper end of Loudon and fished. And again, I caught one decent fish, probably 3.5, 4 pound. Everything else was just little, just nothing up there but small fish. I don't know where them fellas found all them 21 pound of fish out over there, but everywhere we fished, all we found was little ones. Yeah. And that's the reason we locked through.
That's right. That's exactly right. And we was going to, we definitely wasn't on nothing over there, and we thought, well, if we're going to gamble, let's gamble on some of our home turf. And we had 4 fish weighed 10 pounds, but we just didn't have a good bite all day. We had 4 nice fish. Heck, that's 2.5 pounds a piece. Yes. You can't. That's some good, nice keepers, but we just couldn't get a good bite. Needed a couple of good bites. 2 4-pounders, we'd have been up there close, And so anyway, Mike and I discussed, what we caught the fish on over at Loudon, and man, it didn't matter what you pitched around, there was a fish there. Yeah. If it was a foot of water or 3 foot of water, if there was something in the water structure for him to get around, there was one there.
Yeah, you sure
was. We're going to get Cody here to reshoot the camera and put it on the aquarium over here. Mike's going to give us a little demo on this bait that we've been fishing. It's the baby brush hog, and go ahead, Mike, and tell us what you want to tell us about that.
Well, the first thing is that every fisherman needs to carry is toothpicks. Yeah. I mean, they help you out a lot if you know what you're doing with them. And one thing, if you fish a plastic chunk like this, and you hook it on your hook, that fish jerk that thing off there.
Yeah, after a few bites, Mike, and I have put one on and be gone the next bite.
Be gone the next bite.
Yeah.
You can take that toothpick and run it through that chunk from one side to the other side. Then take you a pair of clippers and just clip it off, flush with it, like that.
Hold it up there where they can see it.
And once you get it clipped off, and you got that toothpick there pulling all the way across that thing, and that hook won't pull back through there. Yeah. He might jerk the legs off of it, but he won't jerk it back off the hook again.
No, and they do that a lot of times when they're jumping and out there and slinging their head. They'll sling that thing off. Like I say, I put one on and get a fish on the next cast and lose it. Have to put another one on. So that's a pretty good little trick there, Mike. It really is, and we've been doing that for quite a while.
Now, another use we use them for, you use the worm sinker, and when you're flipping, a lot of times, especially if you're flipping heavy grass and you're trying to pound down through it or something, the sinker will go down and the bait will just be laying there on top.
Oh, yeah.
And you try to flip in and around them trees and stuff, and it'll happen the same way. The bait will get hung on something and the sinker will go to the bottom. If you take that toothpick, peg that sinker off.
Yeah. Zoom in on him there, Cody.
Push it down in there and peg it off. Slide it down there tight. And get it pegged off there. Then you can drop it down in around that stuff and wiggle it a little bit and then just break it off. Then that sinker won't slide back away from it. It makes it more like a jig head, really.
Right.
Is what it does.
Yes, sir.
But whenever you drop it down in around stuff, anytime you drop it in around it, what's the matter with the reel?
Your drag may be too loose, Mike.
Yeah. You can see that sinker takes it wherever that bait goes, that sinker goes, that bait goes right with it. You just
Don't hang up, Mike.
don't hang up. Yeah. It just falls right off. Anything you want to drop it on, it just fall right off of it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get that structure out there. You'll be hung up here in a minute.
Yeah, I got that on my graph there. I don't know where's that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're punching down through that grass with a big heavy sinker, when it gets matted over, you got to peg that thing off, or your bait will be laying up on top, especially with a worm. The longer the worm, the big worms,
Yeah.
they're worse than the small ones.
Yeah.
About hanging on top of that grass.
Right.
And wrapping around the limbs on trees and different things like that, where that sinker, you peg it off, it'll pull it right off of there.
Yeah.
Go down, it won't separate for you.
I agree with you, Mike. You're exactly right. And when we're pitching or flipping with the plastic baits, you've got a bullet weight sinker on the front of it.
Yeah.
And you can't do it with that thing swinging around on that line.
No.
I mean, it just,
No.
it just don't work as well. Or I don't think it does, and you have a lot of trouble. Like you said, the bait will hit a limb or something, and then your sinker's out here and your bait's back here. So you do peg it off, and they've stuff out there in the bait stores to these little old rubber strips and several other things to peg that sinker off. But I like to pick them toothpicks up,
It's a toothpick.
and when you break that little sharp point off inside that sinker, when it gets wet, it just like any other piece of wood, it swells out and tightens up.
It does.
Works really well.
Yep, sure
And,
does.
and I have had, when I'm using a big sinker, you can put it in from the needle point of the sinker and then go down there on the bottom side and stick that toothpick up through the bottom. Yeah, because it'll want to slide and get away from you. So you may have to peg it off twice.
Yeah, when you go to an ounce and a quarter or something sinker to bust down through your milfoil and stuff, you got to peg it off pretty good.
Yeah, you sure do, Mike. That's a fact. I was headed for the wrong place again, Herschel. I got it right here in just a second. Give me just a minute. Got you. Some way or another, we got our phone unplugged again, folks. And I think we got it now, Herschel. Don't we?
Nope. There it is.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, there's somebody on.
Okay, got a caller, and we're going to take that call and see what's going on. I hate that phone's coming. I guess we're going to have to check it, put a piece of tape on that thing, Mike. Let's see who we got here. All right, we're still plugged up. Line 1. It's not lit up, but we'll try. Yeah, there we go. Hello, caller.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, Tony, go ahead.
Is that much crappie rod he's using over there?
Yeah, that's what he crappie fishes with, that Snoopy rod.
I was going to tell you, me and my buddy, we went there Tuesday after I got off work in Rockwood Holler, and we had 8 keepers.
Well,
Crappie.
I hate to ask you, but I know you're usually catching them deep, but did you catch these shallow?
That's about 14 foot.
About 14 foot. Okay, so the deeper ones is coming in. Was they full of eggs, Tony?
Half of them was and half of them wasn't.
Huh. You know, here's my theory on that. If Mike's out there catching them in January 40 foot deep, that water is not going to warm up as quick as that water is in there in that 6 foot of water. So I'm just thinking them fish are just saying, well, you know, hey, in other words, they're just now coming in probably to spawn. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we caught more than that, but that's all the keepers we had.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of them were deeper, some of them were like 20-some foot, but the big ones were shallower.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Well, the reports I've been hearing this past week and last week was the bank fishermen were still catching them, you know.
Yeah.
So that means they're, you know, some fish are still shallow.
That buddy of mine, he had 2 fishing rods. I had Willie Ward to make us a couple crappie rods.
Yeah.
I think you met him down there. You talked to him down at the Centrals the other day. I
did, yeah.
Yeah. After I caught one pretty good size in there yesterday on my rod, he broke the tip off of it. I said, that's a good way to do you, partner.
Oh, I swear, man, that's bad business there now. Dadgummit. But anyway, yeah, I met that gentleman. He's the one that spent all that money on that depth finder.
Yeah, I gave her a good trolling motor down there. That was a lot better. We don't have to.
Yeah.
Use it with your hand around your neck.
And you say you had 8 good keepers?
Yeah, we had 8 good ones. A couple of them Arkansas.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm glad to hear they're still biting. Like I said, the two people I've heard from, one of them was on the dock and one of them was standing on the side of the bank down there casting in, and they was catching some crappie and they catching several small ones, but they was eking them out, you know, 6, 8, 10 apiece. Keepers.
We caught maybe 2 here, 2 there. No, there wasn't a lot of one spot or nothing.
Yeah. That sounds good. I mean, you know, I'm glad to hear they're still biting a little bit.
Yeah. But I'll let you go. It's good talking to you.
All right. Good to hear from you, buddy. Call us back next week when you find out some more.
Enjoy your fishing show.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, Tony. See you. All right. I should have asked him about Milton Hill. He'd been over there lately.
Well, that water situation like that does the same thing in the summer as it does in the winter. It starts on the top, changing, and gradually gets deeper as the winter comes on. That water down out deep stays the same.
Right.
And summertime, it starts getting hot and keeps driving the fish deeper.
Yeah.
And, you know, so they're going to go deep, but they're not up all the time. So, you know, eventually you're going to have to start fishing deeper to catch fish.
Yeah.
Winter or summer. Just spring and fall is when they shallow up, and that's when everybody really likes to fish the most, especially with the crankbaits and stuff. Get the action.
Yep, I agree with you, Mike. You know, they just in and out. You gotta chase them. You gotta find them. One word, you know.
The only thing in the spring they're going in, they got spawning on their mind, and in the fall all they got on their mind is eating.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Hello, caller.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Mike.
Mike Richards, man, it's good to hear from you.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, we didn't know what had happened to you. I even been listening to the locker room show, seeing if I could hear you call in.
Well, I finally did last night, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
But guys, I've been down, but I'm making them come back, you know.
Good.
That's just the way it is, I guess. You know, I've got to fight it all the time.
Yeah.
But they've got me up and walking now. I've got a therapist that comes twice a week. They've got me walking, so, you know, those saying, you got to crawl before you walk.
Yes, sir.
And I've started to walk, so maybe everything's going to be okay. I've gained 20 pounds back.
Boy, that's good. Well, you sound good.
They put me on steroids. The only thing about that, you know, I'd be ineligible to play for for Tennessee right now, I guess.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, I want you to do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
During all this mess of me being down, I had my house remodeled, and through the years I've had my fish up on the wall some. Then I'd put them in the workshop, and back and forth like that. But I had 3 smallmouth on a stringer up there. When you get a chance, look back there in the film room and see if any of those smallmouths are still laying around anywhere.
We Herschel's just hollered, yes, they are, and we'll try to get them to you. How's that?
Buddy, I appreciate that. I've always had my den painted in neutral colors, thinking if somebody bought it, it's best to have it painted in neutral colors. Well, I've got a pine den, and I painted green, an olive green, antique olive green, they call it. And I thought, man, now that would just look great. Put my fish over that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm thinking about doing that. My wife doesn't shoot me. And if you can get those smallmouth, I'd appreciate it. That largemouth, you just leave that right there on the wall. That thing looks pretty right there with the American flag.
Yeah.
But if you can, put those smallmouth in a box. If nobody's coming this way, my wife can come up there and pick them up on one afternoon or something. But I'd appreciate you doing that for me, buddy.
Buddy, if you'll give me just a few days next week, I'll try to get them to you.
I appreciate it. All right. Hey, now, something else, too. About 2 o'clock this morning, I stay awake at night and sleep during the day. But about 2 o'clock this morning, I was on Craigslist, and they had a underwater camera for sale on there for $195. If you got any interest in that, boy, that'd look good with a smallmouth.
Yeah.
Kitchen, have that right under the boat, you reel them in.
Yes, sir.
So if you think you'd be interested in something like that, I'd be glad to help out on that.
Buddy,
But I can't remember if it was on when I was looking at boats or whether I was looking at vehicles and trucks or what. But it was on there for $195. I could find it again, I'm sure.
But let me get home and get on Craigslist here tonight and see if I can track it down.
Okay, yeah, it just shows the camera land there and it says $195. But I can't remember if it was on boats or barter or cars and trucks. It would be on one of those 3 because I don't get on anything else really.
Okay.
And I'll relook it too. If I do, I'll call you.
All right, sounds good. I'd like to look at it.
And that might just give a little professionalism.
Yeah.
Put Mike down there in a swimsuit. Let him. Let him film.
I'd sound.
Underwater smallmouth coming in.
Sounds good. He can get him a snorkel.
Okay, guys. If you need me, holler at me. But I'm coming back, so bear with me, okay?
All right, Mike. Good to hear from you, buddy.
All right, you guys keep it up now.
All right, bud. Thank you, Mike.
All right, goodbye.
All right. Well, good to hear from him. He sounds good. Sounds good. I'm telling you, he sounds good. That's great. All right, Mike. These fish are moving in and out. There's no question about it. They always do, and they always will.
Yes, sir.
It's like you said. When it gets too hot for them, they just get a little deeper.
Get a little deeper too.
Yeah.
As long as they got oxygen in that water, they'll keep getting deeper.
I agree with you. We run into that. With that said, let's go to the film that I've got on my camera, and I'll show you the boo-boo I made with that.
Uh-oh.
Herschel, you ready? Folks, old Bill and I are up here on Norse, and we're going out here and see if we can find these smallmouth. It's getting close to the moon being full, by about a quarter of moon, or a little more. We're going to go out here and try them. Old Bill's just anxious to get out here. Remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing, Bill.
Yes, sir, old buddy. Boy, good to be back out here one more time at night, isn't it?
Yes, sir, Bill. It's been a long dry spell since we've been here. Sure has, buddy.
Sure has, old buddy.
All right, folks, remember.
Well, like this.
Yes, sir.
Lake's still down a little bit, That don't mean that the fish is not biting, though.
That's right, Bill. That's exactly right. We just got to figure them out here.
That's right.
First night trip for the
First night trip this year.
Yes, sir. So we're going to get out here and see if we can find them and catch a few of them, Bill.
That's right.
All right, folks, remember our sponsors, and let's go fishing. Hope to be back with you shortly. We got a fish on the line. Folks, old Bill's got her first fish right there, buddy. That's a nice one, Bill.
Pretty nice in there.
Yes, sir. Hold on, buddy. Come here. There you go, buddy.
All right.
Yep, buddy. Yeah, the sun's just set, and Bill's got her first fish, folks.
I tell you right now, buddy, he picked that thing just like he's supposed to, too.
Yeah, what about that business? Oh, yeah, boy.
Color
Color.
in him.
He's dark, ain't he?
He been in this clear water and the sun's been shining on him.
Yeah, buddy. All right, Bill. That's a good one, buddy. Let's get him back in the water.
Yes, sir.
Get us another.
Get another one there, old buddy.
All right. Ain't that good? All right, folks. Old Bill's got another fish on right here, Billy.
Yeah, he's pretty good fish, too.
Pretty good fish. All right.
Fish,
Yes, sir. Let me get, oh, yeah, there he is. Come on in here, buddy. All right, folks, we're back. We got just a little bit of film there, Bill and I, and Mike, I had a boo-boo there. We caught a couple of fish, and some way or another, I closed the shutter on the camera. Well, I thought it was fogged up. You know, it got moisture in it, and that camera hadn't done that yet, and it's been awful good. But I got the shutter lens closed, and I finally realized what was going on and got it back open, and we're good. I just didn't get 2 or 3 of the fish Bill caught there. It's all black in the dark. I didn't get them. So anyway, that's a prime example. Norse, you know, it likes several feet being full.
Yes, sir.
And some of those fish are. This time last year, we were catching them in there. Your boat didn't need to be no deeper than 15 feet.
Yeah.
And we're sitting out there in 25 feet already. Not because of the water temperature, I don't think. It's just the fish the water didn't come up and it didn't warm up. It's still, I think it's just 66, 67 degrees up there the other night.
Yeah, we've been bumping 70 and then getting up to 72, 73 during the day. Watch Bar and Loudon and stuff. I've not seen anything get any hotter than that yet, but you know, I'm sure if we can get some sunny days, it'll come on with it. But of course, it's radiating. It's getting deeper, getting warmer and deeper as it goes. But because it ain't cooling off as much at night as what it normally does.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. But anyway, we caught our fish on jigs, a couple of different colors. But I hope to get to make another trip up there in a few days, catch some of them smallmouth and find out where they're at so we can get ready for when they really get good. Mike, we're going to run over some tournaments here right quick. You know and I know we got the 3rd annual Roane County Bass Tournament benefiting St. Jude's will be this Saturday morning. You heard Travis Lemons last week talking about you could pre-register up till tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock, and then you could even go down to the city park and register down there.
Yeah.
And the 100th place and the 150th place is prepaid. If you're the 100th entry and the 150th entry, your entry fee's already paid, thanks to Mike and Let's Go Fishing and David there called in with that 100 place person entry.
Now David's was pre-registered.
Yeah, well,
if you pre-registered.
Yeah, well, yours is pre-registered, wasn't it?
No.
I thought it was.
I'm gonna pay it for 150. If we get 150,
no matter when they register, you're gonna pay for it.
That's right. If we get 150, it's paid for.
Okay, there you go, folks. I want to make sure we get that, but do remember he said he'd have the entry forms. He'd pick them up tomorrow afternoon around 5 o'clock, and they'd be at the city park setting up tomorrow afternoon. And goodness gracious, I hope they get set up before it pours that rain. But we got that tournament going on down there at Kingston City Park tomorrow, and safe light and different times for the weigh-ins. Weigh-ins start at 3 o'clock, so remember, you can come in buy a chance at the Yeti cooler,
or on the side-by-side, donations, whatever suits you bill, and then they're going to have food and stuff there. Come in and get you a hot dog. If you're not fishing the tournament, and enjoy the weigh-in. We got Edgemore Outdoors sponsors the East Tennessee Bass Trail, their next tournament, and also too you can find them on Facebook at East Tennessee Bass Trail, and get a lot of information on the tournaments and what have you, and things at Edgemore Outdoors. Jim's those people over at Edgemore are all the time helping things along in the community. You won't find no better support than what you get from that group there at Edgemore. Their next tournament, though, is May the 21st, which is Saturday. It's on Fort Loudon Tellico Canal, over at the canal ramp there at Lenore City. Safe light to 3 p.m. So we can get on that. Got the Blue Ridge Bassmasters here in Oak Ridge. Their next tournament is this coming Saturday, May the 21st, at Loudon at the canal. And then they'll be preparing for, they got one more tournament, which will be June the 11th, and then they go to June the 25th, July the 9th, and July the 23rd will be their break for the King of the Hill. Three tournaments to see who the King of the Hill is going to be. USA Bass, let's see, did I have them? May the 22nd, that's Sunday. They're going to be at Douglas at the Douglas Dam Ramp, and 6:15 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. That's USA Bass Team Tournament Trail. Tom's Marine, and they fish Douglas and Cherokee Division. White Pine Marine, this coming Saturday, they'll be on Cherokee at the dam. There at the Cherokee Dam with the launch ramp, and there's a safe light, I think, till 3 o'clock in that deal. So just rolling right along. You got the East Tennessee Catfish Anglers Tournament Series. Their next tournament is May the 21st, but this is a night tournament, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's their first night tournament of the year. They'll be at the canal, and that's East Tennessee Catfish Anglers, and they'll be there at Loudon Dam at the canal, 7 to 2. So that's their night trail starting. Then you got the Volunteer Bass Trail, Phoenix Boats. James Knuckles, the director of that. Their next tournament is June the 4th at Watts Bar, and I'm pretty sure that's at Tom Fuller Park, and then they'll go to October and then to November. Finish up the October's on Chickamauga, and then Norris on November the 12th, which will be a good tournament. Then you got the Tennessee Team Trail. Their next tournament is May the 28th, which is Saturday week, and they'll be over at Loudon. They'll be at Loudon at the canal ramp on May the 28th for that. That's Tennessee Team Trail.
Labor Day weekend.
That's Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend.
That's right.
That Saturday they'll be there. Then you got the Fishers of Men coming up here. Their next tournament is on June the 18th, and it's at Loudon at the canal ramp on that. And you got several Heartland tournaments. Norris is May the 21st for this coming Saturday, Point 19. That's Division 1. Division 2 is May the 21st, Watts Bar Dam. I'm going to skip Chickamauga, and we go over here to Loudon. Their next one was June the 4th, and then May the 21st at the Concord Ramp. The one at Tellico was their next one is June the 14th, June the 4th at Tellico Canal Ramp, and then Division 6 is up at Concord, and they'll be this Saturday the 21st. Then a lot of them are starting their night trails on and so forth. May the 22nd at Cherokee 25E Bridge, that'll be Sunday, and then May the 28th, Caney Creek, Division 10 on Watts Bar. And let's see. The Milton Hill Carbide Park, June the 25th. A lot of people starting their night tournaments at the canal on Concord, at Loudon, Fort Loudon, be at the Concord ramp, June the 25th, and that's from 5 a.m. until 11 a.m. 3 fish limit on that.
Mm-hmm.
So just moving right along. And like I said, Douglas at the dam, or at Dandridge Bridge, Division 29 will be at Dandridge Bridge this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
So that pretty well winds up the tournament schedule that we know of. Mike, I don't know. I wished I'd investigated that Tennessee Crappie Club trail and see when if they're going to keep continuing, if they're still fishing or they're not. So that's where we stand as far as the tournaments goes. And
About 2 minutes.
got about 2 minutes. Folks, I want to mention some of my sponsors here, mention all of them really. Reynolds Racing Marine, you can visit them on the web at www.reynoldsracingmarine.com. Corner Lot Trading, mulch, rock, garden compost, suppliers discounts, and delivery available. Tim's Tire Warehouse is full of tires. If you're needing a set of tires on anything that you've got that rolls on rubber, check with him. They've got it. I guarantee you if they ain't, they will have it for you. That's from the lawnmower on up. Edgemore Outdoors, rewards points. They got a system up there. Every time you buy something, you get so many rewards points, and you can cash it in for whatever. And before you know it, you've got $1,000 or 1,000 points. It might get you a $150 fishing reel, Mike, or something. But the reward system there at Edgemore Outdoors. Citizens First Bank, 5 locations to serve you better. Rome Street Grill, best food and service in town. The roofers, licensed, bonded, insured. If you need some roof repairs or small remodeling or whatever, they're commercial and residential. Give those guys a shout. And we just go on and on. The candy store, down the Fudge Factory, Pamela Ann's Fudge and Candies, Oliver Springs. Can't beat their candy, I guarantee you. It's everywhere. In other words, Mike, you better get us some film. God bless you, folks. Hope you have a good week, and see you next weekend.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
Rodney and Kay Harback invite everyone to come on over to Roan Street Grill to experience a pleasant dining experience with them. Rodney knows how important it is to get folks back to work after lunch, so they have a speedy lunch at Roan Street Grill. They will get you in and get you out. Every day they have a special at lunch or order off the menu. So go visit the fine folks at Roan Street Grill. Call them at 865-285-6025. That's Roan Street Grill, across from Jerry Duncan Ford in Harriman. Call them at 865-285-6025.
Community is pulsing the system, and 3 preliminary theories of what caused the Egyptian airliner to go down are a bomb